Hello everyone, and welcome to another LCI draft. Um, okay, you know what I'm thinking here? Is it time to go caves and have a train wreck of a draft? This pack isn't the strongest, no. So no. I saw the Zodiac Cliff only now. I was actually considering just taking the Bat Colony to try to make the caves work. This is one of the better cards for the cave deck. But I have to start the draft in the same way as the previous one. Zodiac Cliff is the best uncommon in the set. Yeah, there are usually 3 uncommons, but I guess when there's a double-faced card, that's gonna replace a common, and that makes a 4 uncommon appear in the pack. So I was mostly looking at these in terms of uncommons. There were good options still, the Minus Guidewing, the Cloud Guard, and the Wrestler are fine options, but yeah. I was still thinking about taking the Bat Colony over these things, just to try to make the caves work, but I'm not going to pass this Zodiac Cliff, which increases my chances to get yet another trophy. And you know what? If I knew, of course, there's no way of knowing, but if I somehow knew that the next pick would be a Cosmium Confluence, I might have taken the Bat Colony. Now that said, Bat Colony is rarely gonna be picked early, so it would be pick 9. If I take the Confluence now and get the Bat Colony and focus on the caves, this pack has a hidden volcano and a forgotten monument, which I probably would get the monument back from this pack. It's maybe time to do some fun. I mean, not fun. Winning is fun, extremely fun. I could just take the River Herald Scout here. I think I would take it over the Dreadmore. Blue-green isn't the best, deck for the Zodiac Cliff, which does require a healthy number of artifacts. I think the pick after the Cliff would be the Scout here. But since I saw the Bat Colony in pack 1, I can get it pick 9, sorry. Okay, I'll take that. Let's do caves. I hope to get the stuff going on. Now, I have actually good options here for the caves deck. The Surveyor and the Spelunking. Now, the Spelunking is very likely to come back. It will be a very late pick. It's pick 11. So it's possible someone will like uncommon draft it or something. But I think in the caves deck it's really valuable to get the Scampering Surveyor. And also just picking these caves. I will need to put very high priority on caves. This is not the most exciting pack for the, if I just took the blue cards. I think I would just take the Sunfire Torch if I was to, go follow up with the Zodiac Cliff here. But I will take the Surveyor over the Spelunking and really hope that the Spelunking comes back to me. I mean, it's not that necessary in the... I mean, this gains you 4 life though. It's a tough choice, really. Okay, fine. Actually, I'm just taking the Spelunking here. I wanted to take the cave payoffs. Definitely. Okay, I think I would have gotten a pretty good Zodiac Cliff deck given how open blue is. I still have the Scout here. There's also the Guidewing showing that maybe white is open too. But hey, let's forget all that. Let's do the caves. And here it's actually pretty easy. I'm just gonna take a cave here. Because you need to have a lot of these lands in the caves deck. So let's start picking when there's no clear other, great card for the archetype. Anything here? I could play the Sunbird Standard. It's definitely likely that my cave deck would be, more than 2 colors easily, and this can fix my mana and become even a huge flyer at some point, perhaps. You could play a defensive card, Song of Stupefaction, but I think I will get cards like these later on. I'll take the Sunbird Standard. No cave here, no cave payoffs. This worse now, for sure. How am I gonna do it? And I can still play the Cliff, I can get enough artifacts to play the Cliff. It's not like I'm gonna, ignore it. Deathcap Marionette. I need to be defensive in the caves deck. Yeah, I think I'll take the Marionette. I don't know about my colors other than that. Maybe green is my one main color. Okay, let's take this here. And come on, caves. Okay, I got a cave. I think it has to be picked here. Couple of these Master's Guide murals going here too. I could have maybe gone blue-white with the original plan. Alright, well, let's not worry about that. I'll take the courtyard. You just need to have the caves. There's no no way around that. And yeah, easy. Necropolis here now. Next pack could be the Bat Colony. Come on. Yep, there it is. Bat Colony is here. So, I'm doing it. I'm doing it now. If it's gonna be a 3-0, then it is. I mean, not 3-0. If it's gonna be 0-3, then it is. But at least I have tried once to draft the Caves deck. And here I'll just take the Cave. Alright. You still need to have a mana curve. I have a 2-drop defensive card, so I think I wanna be like a at least black perhaps. It can change still. Now this is a tougher one because I think the Capybara is kind of the optimal 2-drop for the Cave deck. You get this late. I will be green. And 1-3 is fine early in the game. Maybe it will maybe turn into 4-3 at some point. But there's another cave, and I think you just have to take the caves. It's really important to have the caves in your cave deck. And I can take the couple of white producing caves here. So Cosmium Blast is a good defensive card. 2 mana. I mostly care about killing attacking creatures because of course the cave deck should shine in the late game, but will be very much in trouble in the early game. Alright, I don't need to trick. I'll take the 3 mana 3/3. Could be also base white. Yeah, I have only 2 green. This is a splashable card in the cave deck. Spelunking is quite good though. This I'm not interested in. Yep. Well, we'll see. Ooh. Well, nice cards in here for sure. What to do with this pack though? By the way, the Compass Gnome is gonna be a good 2-drop. I think I will play multiples of these. Also, if I will end up playing the Glyph, and I will if I get enough artifacts. This is one reason to play the Glyphs. But now, normally the Schooner would be an easy pick here. I just don't know if it's for this deck. I really don't know. I would have to be main color blue, and I'm thinking about being main color white and maybe black. I can't have, all the colors on turn 2. I need to stick to 2 main colors in here. There's a Hidden Nursery too. There's a Tithing Blade, which would be a defensive card. I'm not gonna be main color blue. I'm not gonna pick the rare. I'll just take the Gnome here. 2-drop fixes my mana because you need the mana fixing for this deck. Now Cavernous Maw usually comes late. There's also actual cave payoff. You want to have a lot of the cave payoffs in this deck too, and this Sinuous Benthsaur is definitely one of them. It's a little bit, of course, kind of tough on your mana. It's a 6 mana 4/4, but it does give you in the cave deck always 2 cards and sometimes with selection. So I'm gonna take this now, although this can come back to me later too, but I think the Cavernous Maw is way more likely to come back unless someone else is actually caves. There's also the Castlem Stone Tree you could pick for this deck. I think I'm gonna get at least a Stone Tree, the Maw, maybe even the Hidden Volcano in pick 10. I'm gonna just take the actual cave payoff in here, so let's do it. And Restless Prairie, that's actually going to be good just because it fixes my mana. I'm interested in a dual land that just taps for white or green. The fact it becomes a creature is a nice bonus, but it's not even the more important thing for this deck. There's a nice defensive black card though. I'm a little bit... I don't know if black is gonna be my main color because I only have the Marionette now, and this mana fixing is very valuable. I care about both green and white for sure. I'll take the Prairie here. I can ignore the Marionette. There's a cave in here. There's a Twists and Turns, which turns into a cave. I'm not sure if this is the kind of card I really care about this. This is like a Explore Synergy card. There's also the Bringer of the Last Gift, which can be very good, but I don't think I'm gonna be like a self-mill deck that will have a lot of creatures in the graveyard, because you want to cast this so that your grave is filled. So this is like a blue-black or a black-green deck card. This is not the deck for it. Cody's Scavenger is fine, but I think it's just gonna be a cave here. There's also a removal spell though. It's a bit clumsy one. There's a 5 mana sorcery too. Yeah, let's not take the clumsy removal now. Let's just keep picking caves, because I want like over half of the lands to be caves, ideally. Defensive blue 2-drop. There's an Axe Jaw. 2-drop from white. Of course, I'm not taking these. I think I might now be base white green. splashing the other colors. At least blue, you know, I have nothing from black to splash, nothing from red to splash, but I think I'm still playing these caves, so I have the option to splash for them. I'll take the axe jaw, it's a fair 4-drop anyway, and I'm gonna actually cut the marionette for now at least. Another axe jaw, there's a landmark Tinker's Toad. This guy, there's a charter course, pretty good blue card going quite late, so my, you know, the version of the draft where I just followed up the cliff with, you know, like a blue red or blue white cards, that would have been quite great of a deck, but too late for that now. Axe jaw, I guess I can take another axe jaw looking at my mana curve here. And Nikanzil came. Oh, this is actually I will have a Nikanzil in pack 9 peak 9 too, because I think I opened a Nikanzil in here. Well, there's a Rumbling Rock Slide, there's Hidden Necropolis, but there's also a 2-drop. I have only 2-drops. I need to have 2-drops, but I kind of want to have the Rock Slide too. But I'm gonna take the 2-drop. How many non-lands I have? Only 12, so I also need to, you know, have enough playables. Okay, Akawali. Is that the reason to splash black? I mean, I will have lands that can produce black. Oof. Hey, did I get the... Okay, no, sorry, I think I'm still going to have the one of the caves that can be animated, but I'm gonna take the cave now. I think this 3-drop is gonna be hard to cast on turn 3, and that's gonna decrease its value quite a bit. Alright, so there is a Nikanzil here. The second Nikanzil, but of course this is not base blue-green, so it's not a great one, and I don't have that much Explorer despite picking a couple of the axe jaws. I think I'm taking the Sunscribe now. The Volatile Vault will only produce a colorless, and it's truly not such a great card. Maybe the sideboard card against the Guardlands. Okay, here's the Cavernous Maw, which I kind of was hoping to get, or the Castlem Stone Tree. Someone took the, I think there was a common cave land, one of these hidden lands too. But yeah, let's take the Maw. That's really nice, you know, because the 2 mana activation for the 3/3, that's valuable. And I can play a defensive 4-drop. This is the kind of deck that, you know, can care about the Mineshaft Spider. I don't think I'm gonna take a 3 mana deal too. Yeah, let's take the Spider. I have a bunch of 4s, but you know, I don't think that pack was so interesting. I'll take the Twists and Turns, but I'm not caring about the Mycoid Maze necessarily. I already have a Secret of Sunlight here. I'm not gonna play 2 of them, so I'll take another uncommon here. Okay, the Landmark. If I have enough artifacts to kind of reliably, you know, craft it, I can play it. Also, it is something I can enchant with the Zodiac Cliff. Look at this. This hurts me. I could have had a double Zodiac Cliff deck. Now I can still have it, but you know, have what 5 artifacts? I'm not sure. It's necessarily worth it. But then again, what am I gonna pick in this pack? I mean, this is a great card too, but I'm not gonna have a double red card in the deck. Akal Pakal is good, but you know that this also requires a lot of artifacts. I would take the Glyph over that. The Guidewing is of course a great white card, and I'm gonna play white, but also not in this archetype. I'm taking the Glyph number 2, and now I will try to have a lot of artifacts in the deck. Oaken Siren now, I'm not gonna play like a main color blue, but I think here probably have to take the Bitter Triumph. There's a Sunbird Standard and the Tinker's Toad. I wouldn't mind having to get some targets for the Zodiac Cliff here, but I will have ways to get the black mana going on. And this is a really decent removal spell, and I need some interaction to actually be able to stay in the game in order to take over it at some point. The Tinker's Toad I think I would take over the Sunbird Standard, but I'm gonna take the Bitter Triumph here now. Straight up removal spell here. Well, there's a Deep Phantom Echo. I think it's pretty easy to take it here. There's a Hidden Cataract. How many caves that is total? 8. So, well, almost half. I think this might be a 17 land deck quite easily, but yeah, I would want to have more caves, but I mean, Deep Phantom Echo is... I'm gonna be playing main color green enough to have these 4-drops. I think I can ignore the Spider. This is just a very decent card. Um, yeah, I'll take the echo over the actual cave in there. Come on, give me something good. There is a triumphant jump, which can even deal 4 or 5 thanks to the axe jaws. This is a dino as well. And I will have access to red mana, of course, but the River Herald Guide wouldn't be bad either. I'm just actually looking at this hidden cataract. How many non-white, non-green lands can I play? Well, I have at least a Sunbird Standard and a Compass Gnome. Those will help a little bit. I think I'll take the cataract now. The jump is good. There's also the yelling here. Well, okay, I'm taking the land. Tidebinder, okay. What else? Compass Gnome, which I think is gonna be my pick over the Tidebinder, because I need reliable 2-drops. I don't quite have enough of them. There is now 18 non-lands. I need to pick playables here to form an actual deck without needing to touch these sideboard cards that I really wouldn't want to be playing. How many creatures? 9. Yeah. Compass Gnome is the card for this deck. I am splashing blue and this could be played, but this is actually also going to offer more targets for the Zodiac Cliff, so let's take the Gnome. It's the better pick here. Okay, Bat Colony number 2. I was looking to still get some cave payoffs, and I got one of the better ones. I am missing the rat effect, deal X to each creature based on the caves you control and in your graveyard. That would be, of course, a very nice card to pick, but I have only 2 options to see new cards. Anyway, Bat Colony over the Whirlpool easily. Or the Capybara, which I wouldn't mind having here. Okay, third Nikanzil. Second Spelunking, but also Promising Vein. Oh, so let's see. That's 20. I need a few playables, but I think I'm going to get them. There's also Capybara. I wouldn't mind having the Spelunking, the Capybara, and the Promising Vein. Oh, this is tough now. I actually think the Spelunking gaining me 4 life can be quite nice. I'll take that. Is this an actual miss? I don't care about any of these cards. I mean, I can play something like the Brine Fang to get me a blue mana for the Zodiac Cliff, or have a late game thing. I mean, it's gonna be better than any of the other options. Staggering Size is not for this deck. Okay, another miss, but the Companion offers me 2 things that I can enchant with the Cliffs. So I'm gonna take the Companion here. Also, I can cast it with any mana, so no color issues with that. I could take the Veteran too to have like a little bit of more late game stuff, but I think the 3-drop is better now. Okay, Sunbird Standard, but I don't actually... I can have a green, red, blue... Oh, I have no red cards at all, so this actually won't even be a 4/5/5 anymore. It can be a 3/3 somewhat easily. I'm still taking 20 gems here. I don't think I want to play double Sunbird Standard. I already have one. But now this is 23 cards. Yeah, I can take a Hidden Cataract. Yep, that's a good amount of caves. And with double Bat Colony, you really want to be having a lot of caves. Okay, should this be a Scout or the Deconstruction Hammer? It's gonna be the Scout. Sorry, well, it is a Scout as the creature type, but the guide here. It's a fine 3-drop. Let's have it. And out of these options, the Runaway Boulder is like most likely a sideboard card. That's nothing that I'm gonna play. I don't think I'm gonna main deck that. So let's see how the deck is gonna look like right now. How many artifacts? That is 7. If I play the Landmark, I have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 of the 7 artifacts are artifact creatures, which, can easily go to graveyard by dying while being on the battlefield. So I think I can easily craft this, and even if I don't, I can turn it into a 5/4. And the Scry 2 can also matter in decks such as this, which will have a little bit of an unreliable mana and slow starts. So my early game is the Compass Gnomes. the Sunscribe. That is like 4 2-drops. I should have enough white sources to be able to reliably cast them, and I can also use the Cosmium Blast on turn 2. If I'm lucky in some games, I might have Bitter Triumph available on turn 2, but I would not count on that. Now, I don't mind the Envoy here. Just a 3 mana 3/3 defensive card. Can trade with most early drops the opponent might have. And by the way, if you don't know what the Bat Colony does, this is what it does. This is why I wanted to have a lot of caves. Because when you can play this so that you have you can just use 3 caves to cast it. You will get 3 1/1 flyers. And then while this is on the battlefield, every cave that you can bring to the battlefield will give you a +1/+1 counter on, usually one of these flyers, but can be any other creature too. So these are just actual win conditions in this deck, if you can get the 3 bats. And of course the Cosmic Confluence is really good. This has 3 options and I can choose 3 of them, and I can choose, any more than once even. So usually I think well, of course, if the destroy target enchantment will be good, it will be a great option, destroying like a pacifism type effect or something like that, but also just getting like 1 cave and having a 6/6 creature with 5 mana sounds pretty good. Or you can just have one 9/9 cave also if you don't need anything else than, power on the battlefield. And you can also, put the counters on different caves. You don't have to make one huge cave. You can make a 3/3 caves with this as well. So there's a lot of good ways to split the choices here. Pentisor will be the card drawing thing. I have this nice rare here, couple of clips, which I would say I have enough ways to, enough targets for it. Also, the Envoy can actually make an artifact creature token for the glyph if I have the mana to, fool around with this 5 mana activation. The actual question is, do I want to cut a card to play 17 lands? Because I have 2 Compass Gnomes, the Sunbird Standard, Spelunking twice, so, drawing extra cards there. I have these Explorers, and this has Island Cycling. I don't think I'm gonna play more than 16, given how many of my spells get me lands, and also especially the 2 Compass Gnomes, because these count as any land in my deck, as long as I have these in my starting hand, and 2 any lands. And the sideboard didn't have anything I'm that interested in. In a grindy matchup, I could see actually bringing the Walk with the Ancestors in. That's just a 2 for 1 for 5, and you get the tempo back, of course, with the Discover, which can be even something like one of the 4-drops. But even I think some of the 3-drops is quite good. But this is more like a sideboard card, because if your opponent is playing a fast deck, you won't have time for this. But if they have like a more controlling deck, I could see bringing it in. Anyhow, this is the main deck. Plus, let's put some lands, all the caves. So actually, the Hidden Volcano is here only to be a cave that produces colorless. I'm gonna think about that. Is that gonna be necessary? Right now this is 9 caves, because of course one of these lands is not a cave, it's the Restless Prairie. How about the colors? 8, 5, 7, but the blue cards are kind of less important to have early. I want to have access to green on turn 3. I want to have access to white on turn 2. So the critical difference between these 2, turns is that the Compass Gnomes contribute to me having green on turn 3, but they don't contribute to me having white on turn 2. So I will have to see how the mana base is going to be built now. Now that I have no reason to, because even this cares about the colors of the exiled cards, and of course, even though this thing produces red mana, lands are colorless. So this won't help making the Sunbird Standard any bigger. So the only reason to play the Hidden Volcano here is mostly to enhance these bat colonies. So I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna put the Hidden Volcano in the deck right now. And if it seems like I don't have enough ways to make my colors work. I think the Hidden Volcano is the card I'm gonna cut because it is only producing colorless for this deck. I just don't see any card that actually cares about me having access to red mana. I do not. So this would be either a forest or a plains, I think, if I would cut it. But now I have room for 5 basic lands, so the important part is the white mana, but also the green. I have only one black card, and I have the Promising Vein, the Sunbird Standard, couple of gnomes. I don't even need to play a basic swamp. That does mean one thing, and it's that the Promising Vein actually wouldn't be able to get me black mana if I won't be playing a basic swamp. But with the double gnome, and yeah, it's only one black card. I can surely play with only the Necropolis and the Standard as my black mana sources with the gnomes there to find more. But I didn't actually get the cave that says that your other caves tap for any color of mana, but you have to pay 1 life. I think I saw it in some pack, but well, doesn't matter now. I picked, I think, enough caves in the end. So yeah, I don't have to worry about basic swamps, that's for sure. How about basic islands? I want to have one for the Brine Fang, so it's gonna be added here like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this also can help. Well, it doesn't actually, it's not great in helping to cast like the 6 drops or the 7 drops, but I guess with the Deep Phantom Echo, it's still like a okay way to get the blue mana and also for the glyphs. But he's like a 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm not gonna play more than one island, that's for sure. And now I want to play as many plains as possible. So how many forests do I have to play? Well, at least one for the the Promising Vein. So that's like a minimum. Can I play 3 plains because I really want to? Number of green sources: 2 from the gnomes, 1 from the Promising Vein. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I would want to play 1 more. Yeah, I know the standard also is there, but it doesn't really help me cast these things on turn 3, but maybe it's not so important. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, did I say 6 or 7? Oh, well, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the cave is like a turn 4 green. I don't think I can count that as a way to get these 3 drops. Then again, I have only this many of them. I mean, no matter what I do, my mana base will be unreliable. But let's add 3 planes now and see if I need to cut the Hidden Volcano. So this is now actual ways to get the 2 drops going on. That's 5. 6 from the Restless Prairie. Yeah, it's kind of bad. I'm going to cut the Hidden Volcano and play a 4th plains here. The plains, they are not that great for the Bat Colonist though, because yeah, it can help me cast it, but it doesn't contribute to the, I want to pay this with cave mana. This is tricky, for sure. So this number of caves is now, it is 9 still, with a couple of gnomes, which will, mostly get me caves. So I think, and even if you get just 2 flyers out of this, it's fine. I will still be getting some counters later on. Let's cut the plains. Let's play the Hidden Volcano. Let's go all in now. This is unreliable. I need to get a little bit lucky here in terms of matchups and my mana draws, but I'm doing it. The spider is also maybe not the greatest in some matchups, but I will have it in the main deck. A reach creature can be very relevant against the fastest decks in the format. There are a bunch of small flyers that this can just brick wall nicely. It is a card I'm willing to sideboard out in, against like a red-green deck. You don't actually want to play a 4 mana 3/4, but that's only one archetype in the format. Okay, this is the main deck. Alright. Alright, on the play. Yep. It's a fairly easy keep. I have only 2 colors, but I have the Cosmic Blast and Spelunking to get going. I need an artifact for this, but I have, what, 7 of them in the deck. Opponent did mulligan to 6 for now. Let's see if they're gonna keep it. At least they are thinking. They could be just deciding which one of the cards to put back. Okay, they kept 6. Alright. Didn't even check the creature count, but it's fine. No need for the Cosmic Blast, so let's play the tapped land. Although that was a mistake because of the Spelunking. Well, I guess, yeah, I'm not gonna play the... Oh yeah, that was a mistake. But now that I got the one of the caves anyway, it's not gonna be so bad. Because you get the 4 life only if you put a cave with this triggered ability when it ETPs. Anyway, I'm gonna play a blocker instead of the Spelunking, and this, you know, might give me a glyph target if this survives. Guidewing. Fine. And well, I suppose. Oh no, it will enter. No, lands you control will enter always untapped now. So I actually will have the Cosmic Blast up here. Well, let's do this first and put the Cavernous Maw here. Okay, they seem to have some kind of an effect there. I go to 24 now. Okay, the spider isn't bad. And well, I could attack, but I'm not gonna do that. I wanna be defensive. So now I control 2 caves. So this will be just straight up draw 2 for now. Okay, so they might have the tap thing, you know, tap my guy, put what, 3 stun counters on it. It's a possibility. Now the thing about the Mineshaft Spider is that it can fuel the Bentisor if I mill lands. I don't think anything else in my deck cares about caves in the graveyard. I don't think so, because the Bat Colony only cares about when you pay for the spell. If you use cave mana for it, that you know helps. And then when caves enter the battlefield, you get the counters. So I think the Bentisor is the only reason to. I'm not gonna Cosmic Blast that. Only reason to choose to mill with this thing. Okay, Charter Course, that's a nice one. But I'm at 23 and I'm going to do what? Well, this is gonna get me the blue mana, that's nice. Question. And then it's going to let me cast a Glyph. And I will have the mana up for the Cosmic Blast. So I guess I'm not milling anything now. I guess I'm not milling. Why? I mean, let's just tap these and this. Right. Okay. Let's go. Take action, and I will have the Hidden Cataract. Remember, my lands will be entering untapped thanks to the Spelunking. So next turn I can play the Bentisor. I could still attack, but I'd rather have a blocker. I don't want to even use the Gnome to trade with the Thousand Moons Crackshot here. The opponent, by the way, has the Anchorage, which I'm going to Cosmic Blast if they're gonna go and attack with it. It's nice to have a land destruction spell here. They will get 1 map token, but oh well. Past the blocker is nothing, and let's use a Stone Rain here. And I think the next turn will just be the Bentisor. It's the most efficient use of mana. Look at 3 cards, pick 2 of them, and then I have no reason to use this for milling, because I could actually mill my one certain, like my swamp or something. Well, I don't have a swamp, but a black producing cave or something, so I don't want to mill stuff because I can't bring them back from my graveyard. Now, I will be attacking with the Envoy here, because I don't mind now if they actually are gonna block. Be my guest. because they would have to double block. That's just not going to happen. They wouldn't even have any target for the Explorer. So remember, I have a auto replace. I mean, I have disabled replacement effects ordering. So select the replacement effect to apply next. So you have to actually select the next one to apply. So I want to apply the enters the battlefield tapped now. And then after that, the enters battlefield untapped applies, because this also has a replacement effect. You know, the one that says it enters tapped. So you have to be careful to do it okay in the correct order. And I think if you go here and have the auto choose replacement effects enabled, which is the default, then I think the game does it the smart way. But if you have it like I have, be careful to do it the proper way. Okay, I will choose the land and the sunbird standard. I have so far. Well, the sunbird isn't going to be that amazing yet. The Caverns of more will be useful from now on. Okay, I'm actually winning this race, as you can see. I don't think I want to use the standard here though, or when they have untapped mana. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say standard. The Zodiac Cliff on the gnome. They could have like a bounce spell for it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just attacking with the Benthesor. I don't have tricks, and I think I'm gonna play like the standard and the spider this time. So let's go. I don't mind if they double block the Benthesor or if they use some kind of trick to get rid of it. I already got 2 cards. They weren't the greatest cards ever, but it's fine. Remember, I also have the Restless Prairie there, but it's too early to start attacking with my lands. I want to, of course, play my spells first. Okay, I assume they have a Cockwork Wrestler in there, which is, you know, fine. Oh, actually they didn't, so I just got a straight 4 cards with the one thing, 2 of theirs, and then I drew 2. That's value. Can I use the Promising Vein? The land will enter untapped. And if I do that, because I kind of want to, you know, thin my deck right now. By the way, this thing cares about having caves in my graveyard. Anyhow, so if I use this, I will be able to have an untapped land, and then I can, yeah, I will have mana for the standard and the spider. So let's thin the deck now. And which color do I want to have? I guess it's swamp. No, I have a, no, and I don't even have a swamp in the deck. It's always gonna be one of these. It's gonna be the second blue, because I have still the Brine Fang here, and I might want to have access to blue, and of course the Hidden Cataract requires a blue mana too. And now I can do this, and then I can do the spider. And wonder what the spell is they're holding. Could be a Disdainful Stroke. No, it's not, because this can't be countered by it. Okay, I'm gonna decline this. I don't think there's any reason for me to mill stuff. My deck doesn't care about it. Is there something that cares about doesn't count? Okay, they have only the pop there. Well, that's just a 3-1. And I still have my glyph in here. Currently I have... Oh, if I'm milled, I could have actually fed to this... yeah, this is in a crafting. I didn't realize it in time. Well, it's already gonna be a 2-2, so if the spider dies... Okay, well, I guess they're gonna kill something here. I don't actually care which one they're gonna kill. Sunbird seems to be going the right way. That's, I mean, who cares? I have other things. Yeah, now they have only 1 white. Oh, there's the Brine Fang. Just like the doctor ordered. Alright, so this will enter again first. Apply the enters tapped, and then the other one will be applied. Which says enters untapped thanks to the spelunking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lands. I mean, why wouldn't I just play the Brine Fang here? Attack with everything. The reason I'm attacking with everything... Yeah, I don't actually need to offer the trade on the Envoy. Okay, actually what I'm doing here is I'm just attacking with these guys. I think it's time to... Because I just, you know, did some math in my head that 3 plus 5 is actually 8, and I have 8 here. So if I'm going to just make the token right now, I can play the Zodiac Cliff here on this thing. I don't even need to put it on the gnome. This is fine. I mean, usually you want to have like a hasty 5-4, but I like this play, and now I can still have the Brine Fang here as another high impact card. Okay, they have a Brine Fang. That is annoying. Wow. They have a 6-7. How am I gonna go past that guy? Alright. Well, I guess I'm going to play my... I did not expect to see a blue-white deck that has this, but you know, they can play this for land cycling purposes or whatever. It is a stalemate for now, but let's play my own guy. Of course I can start making tokens with the envoy here. But it was really annoying that I have no attack here at all. Because I could have attack with everything, but they have a free block on one of these guys. I don't really think it's worth it. When I'm gonna do an attack all, I'm gonna involve the Restless Prairie and probably the Cavernos more for that. Oh, this thing doesn't have a reach offline. So now I can tap 3 of my... Oh, there's no... no... From a cave. Yeah, I don't have a white producing cave right now. I guess let's first do the spelunking. Now, if I draw a cave, I'm not gonna actually get the 4 life from it. Oh, I need the green here anyway. If this would be like... No, well, it depends. If it's a white producing cave, yeah, then I'm gonna get the 4 life. But if it's anything else, then not. But yeah, let's see. Okay. Well, there's no reason to go with the Bat Colony yet. Let's just get the Explore out of this guy. And Explore out of that guy, I mean, why not? Well, no attacks. I think I am still favored here thanks to my Restless Prairie and the ability to spawn a lot of tokens with the Envoy and the fact that they have no attacks now. The 2/2s are pretty irrelevant. What is the most, threatening thing is my time again, so I have to kind of pick up the pace, but whenever I say that, I still just continue talking. Okay, do they have a family reunion? Well, good to know they have that. They're not gonna cast it, but having information about this card can be pretty relevant. Alright, so let's have another. Let's see how I tap my stuff here. I'm gonna actually choose this for the green, this and this, I guess. Explore more, just to see if it's a cave that produces white. Landmark, yeah, I have an artifact in my graveyard already. The landmark will be great with the Brine Fang. Okay, it's time to actually just, realize that I'm gonna get only two bats out of this thing. So let's do it. 2 caves. I can't use 3 caves because I don't have a white producing one. But now I can start. Well, soon I can start doing some attacks. And I also, if I draw any more caves, the Bat Colony is gonna give me counters. Okay, they get another flying blocker, so that is going to slow down my progress, but let's now just scry 2. And there's going to be Sunscribe is not necessary with a Triumph. That's heck of a card. So I could even choose to... No, it's a ward 3, so I'm not going to crack a cave here. Because I could cast this for free, but I wouldn't be able to pay for the ward cost. So any reason to attack here? I mean, I guess I can attack with one guy. I don't want to attack with both, then they can block both with the Guide Wings, and then, the reunion does its thing. But I'm willing to sack one of these flyers here. Also, I should, craft with the landmark here. They can get an explorer, but that's kind of inevitable. They're always gonna get an explorer out of that. At some point, they're gonna get an iron power aspirant. I guess they can keep it on top to enhance this guy even more. But yeah, let's do the crafting with the Sunbird standard now. And this can, so it's a 1/4 flyer that can bring with it another, of course, creature that doesn't fly. So great with the Brian Fang, and I might not even need the Bitter Triumph here. Because also with the Bitter Triumph, oh, they had a Quicksand Whirlpool. So that's that. Well, because of course I can't use my Bitter Triumph for as long as the family reunion is around here. So this is gonna take some time, and I have 20 minutes and this is the first game in the match, so let's just, I think it's time to start. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can pump one token a turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's gonna take a bunch of time before I get to have a lethal attack. Activating the Maw and the Prairie. I need more attackers than I have now. So, I mean, I know I can crack a land, but I'm actually more interested in pumping some tokens. So, this is a stalemate for now. But I need like all my creatures are guaranteed to be at least 2/2 thanks to my land. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 6 more creatures. I need 12 total creatures. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The Compass Gnome is getting. I'm going to think about. I can get the cave that gives me, I can choose to not find one, but I can take the captivating cave, which can be useful. Is it gonna be better than a random draw? Captivating cave gives me a counter from the bat colony, and I can enhance the. Yeah, I think I will consider this. Yeah, I'm gonna take the captivating cave here. I didn't expect to have a kind of a envoy of Archinage How here. Okay, they are, I guess, gain 2, scry 2, yeah. How do they scry? 2 to top is something I don't want to see. Okay, 2 to bottom. Kind of awkward that they, were able to bottom 2 needless cards, but then again that means they're still, top decking unknown cards, so it's better that they did it that way. And here Envoy can be activated. So the thing is that I can make my the bat here. I'm gonna give it. Okay. I'm gonna give it a counter in here. Then I can make it into a 4/4, and it's actually an attack. I can just make here because they can't do anything than jump block with the Guidewing. So actually, finally, I'm at the spot where I can, in fact, start attacking. They need to top deck another answer. They had the Whirlpool for the this Levitator here. they just drew another one. Just top decked. I got to deal with 4 damage with it. All right. Fine, be that way. Also, the spider is very nice, making sure they can't pick me off with the Guidewing. All right, so if I draw a land from this thing, I should. Well, I suppose I have the dual land still up. So if I get the 5th land here, I will be able to use the Envoy. Well, it's even a plains. Nothing from the bat colony. Again, let's just move on here. Remember, I can't use Bitter Triumph for as long as I know that they have this in their hand. Okay, the cave can actually They can now do a thing with the Guide Wing, and they do have 2 mana left over, so they can attack for some damage. This has vigilance. And I don't have any more flyers. The spider cannot block it for now, but I need only 1 cave to give a spider a counter. And of course I can take this damage. But now I again have full information, and they are at 10. So I don't need that many creatures anymore. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, they have 8 now, of course, so... I still don't have any of my white... Oh, and I use this, so... I can't even make white with that thing. Well, anyway, 2 bat tokens is gonna be good enough. Then every cave will give me 2 counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8 plus 4 is 12. Is this a win then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 8, 12. 13, 14. Each of them will be at least 1, 1. 8. 6 times 2. This doesn't do anything. So I think I have the mana up. Might as well do it like this. This is a win, isn't it? I'm not miscounting my mana here. Because when this attacks, every creature I have, other creatures I have get +1/+1. I mean, this is gonna be it. I'm enough sure about it. That they won't have enough blockers. They will take here. I think they take 12 now, but... Actually, they might take even more, because I have only 3 2/2s and the rest of them deal more than that. Yeah, they can get +1/+1, but that's just not gonna be enough. I think I have 14 attackers, they have 8 blockers. That's 6 at least going through. Each of them at least 2 damage. 6 times 2 is 12. And I think they have to take also some other creatures that deal more than 2. So they will be at minus something here when all is said and done. Okay, weird game. Them having the Brine Fang was kind of the lockdown, but they had really no attacks themselves because my mine shaft spider was doing a good job. Good job there. So they are 20 minutes, I am at 16. Well, if I lose the next game, I better play fast to make sure I have enough time for the game 3. But they don't have life linkers. I hope they don't. I don't think they have. -5 was the final count. Alright, any sideboarding here? The sideboarding time won't take away from your match timer, so you can use the entirety of this 2 minutes and something. Of course, I have no intention to style the game in that way, but is there any reason to play the boulder? This is still 6, but this guy takes... It's a 6/7 base, so not even enough. Plus, it would be like a 9 mana total to also, get the ward cost covered. Well, my sideboard just doesn't have anything I'm interested in. The Walk with Ancestors. Now, I care about the spider and the rest of the stuff, so I'm just gonna ship the same deck here. Three lands, fixing, spelunking. I mean, you can't really ask for turn 2 plays with this deck. I'm on the draw. I saw the aggressive potential if they start with a Guide Wing and have a 2-drop, but it's just what it is. I want to have save 1 cave for the spelunking, but all my lands are caves, so I should just play the tapped land right now. Next turn. Okay, they actually start with a Guide Wing and a 3 power 2-drop. I don't like that, but I at least have some 3-drops to follow up. Well, this is the turn I'm gonna crack the Promising Vein, which is going to get me a Plains probably, because I can use the standard to use the cliff once. I guess I could take the island though. I don't have any white cards here yet. Because then I can play the companion and I don't like seeing that start from them. Where's the marauding Brinefang now? Well, it could be in their hand. So if I get the island, I can actually have the cliff happen on turn 4. I got the courtyard, which is nice. I get 4 life from the spelunking and also it is my white sauce. White sauce going forward. So are they going to... Okay, well they had actually the Brinefang, but maybe they even needed it in their hand to get their blue mana going on. Look at the number of options I have for the next turn. Now I'm gonna just try to block the Vanguard, of course. Yeah, because they don't have mana to use its ability. I don't think they're gonna even attack with it now. Because they have the 1/1 as a, perfectly good fodder to feed to make it indestructible. Now I didn't see a pacifism effect because pacifism or the petrify is the best answer for the Zodiac Cliff. So I'm not playing the courtyard from my hand because I want to gain the 4 life and I can play it as an additional land anyway when I cast this. So I don't really lose the tempo. So cliffing the map token must be... What I don't like at all is the Cloud Guard and the Guidewing hitting for 4 in the air. Yeah, that is problematic. Because if I do now the Spelunking, I can actually have a next turn Spider. I guess I can have the next turn Spider regardless. If I play the Hidden Courtyard now and the Cliff now. Ooh, this is tough. This is very tough now. Do I have to... I think I'm gonna have to abandon... Yeah, I'm gonna do it like this. This is now a 5/4, this is now a land, and I can of course, still get a cave to table with this thing. I have what? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have 6 caves remaining. My total number of caves is now 10 in the deck when I chose to also include the red producing cave in. So 6 remaining caves. So 6 out of 28 is not the greatest chance to draw it, but it's not impossible. And these things are hitting for 4 in the air anyway, so the Mineshaft Spider can, prevent that from happening. So it's as good as gaining 4 life in that case. How about the milling part here? I mean, I have a Sunbird Standard. Confluence. This by the way destroys an enchantment, so even if they have a Petrify in their hand, I can deal with it using the Consume Confluence. Okay, attacks in the air. Okay, well well, I had a cave now for the Spelunking, but I don't have a second land in my hand, which means that if I play the Spider, I can't do Spelunking and Spider unless I draw a land here. Sorry, I wouldn't be able to do it regardless. This costs, of course, 3. It's not an Explorer. It is difficult, but I mean, I guess now that they have 7 power in the air, I just need to have this happen. And I might as well mill here. Oh, I wanted to Cosmic Blast, but oh well. Now I'm not gonna play this thing. I milled another cave, by the way. Well, let's see. If they don't have a trick or removal on the Spider, I'm in a perfectly fine shape. If they do, I think I'm gonna lose the game. Well, at least time won't be an issue. I should have enough time for the game 3 in that case. 13 minutes and 40 something seconds there. Okay, they did not have it. Well, again, the Spider is doing some incredible work here. So this is going to be an easy turn now. Might even... So if I do attack with the glyph in here, then we'll kind of block with the Vanguard Sacket token to make it indestructible, and then block with another token, and I kind of swap this with the 2/1/1s. I don't necessarily like that. So I'm gonna start with Spelunking here. I can put the Hidden Necropolis on the battlefield. It will be untapped, of course. And again, enters tapped and then untapped. And then I can play this. Oh, I actually just play the Sunbird Standard. I'm not sure if I want to have a cave on top of my deck now. So let's just do the Standard. I have currently... Of course you can, you know, you can obviously craft from the battlefield too, but of course it's never as useful as crafting from the graveyard. But for example, okay, they might... I think it's Cry to draw again too. So I can craft with the Cosmic Blast and the Spelunking to make it a 2/2. But I think once the Glyph goes to graveyard, I can make it into a 3/3. I have only one way to make it into a 4/4 if I draw my one black card. The 2-mana removal instant. Okay, they are scrying. How do they do? 2 on top. That's not too good. I actually do need to apply some pressure. Yeah, it's time to actually attack with the Glyph. It's just not so great to trade with 2/1/1s basically. That is a little awkward. Well, there's a bat colony with 3 bats. Okay, now I know I'm gonna get a gnome perhaps, cave perhaps. That will give me a +1/+1 counter. But one thing at a time. Also have the Cosmic Confluence here. Alright. Do I wanna discover 3? Trading with the 1/1s. Can't say I'm a fan of that. Let's do this. I'm gonna play the... now I have 3 caves, one of which produces white. I'm gonna do this first. I know I have the Sunbird Standard here too. And I am gonna explore into an Axejaw. I accept the Axejaw. And now I'm gonna get my 3/1/1s here. And now that I know that there's an Axejaw on top of the deck, I don't want to discover 3. So I'm not going to make any attacks now. But I have now more flying blockers on the Cloud Guards and the Guide Wings. I think they are, if they have one more land, also they have the Restless Anchorage. They might have the Exile a card. Oh, they have an Ozure Puck, but more flyers. Okay, that's starting to become awkward. Also because of my time issue here. Alright, well now just I can't even look at the mana tappings now that much. I have the add any color thing here. So who is going to... I mean, yeah, them getting this kind of a perpetual flyer. It will come back once the land has lost the time counter, so... This is difficult now. I can't even make one of these into a 2/2 and attack because they have that guy there. Okay, I'm just gonna go and attack with, you know, stuff like this and this now. I just need to start pushing for damage, because the time will be an issue. I might lose this game and then I don't want to have like 4 minutes in the next game. So this is gonna trade there and like I said, the Glyph will trade with only the 2/1/1s now, because this will become indestructible. And then who's gonna get the counter? I think it's still gonna be a flyer. But let's see, of course, what the Discover is gonna bring me. Discover brings me a Sunscribe, sure. And play this, it will enter untapped, and let's give a counter. I don't want to give it to the spider because they might have an exile effect. I think I'm gonna give it to the axe jaw because that can then attack so that it won't trade with just the flanker. And I think it's worth getting a cave here. I'm not sure actually. I'm gonna take it anyway. I just don't have time to think through now. Okay, now exile the spider. Could happen. So I can make the Sunbird standard into a 3/3 now, just using the graveyard stuff. I don't have a black card anywhere. I have only one of them in the deck, and no red cards in the deck, so I think that's gonna happen. I have the Cosmic Confluence though. Destroy an enchantment. Okay, there's the Whirlpool, which I... Oh, it gains rebound. Oh, that's actually insane. They can exile another thing. Yeah, I think I lost to the Ogre Pack Paddock now. I didn't even realize that's gonna happen. Yeah, they can go for pushing some damage. Because on the next turn, yeah, this is gonna be bad. I'm taking 7. Well, I guess I'll have... Yeah, they will exile a thing. Darn, this rebound thing. So they can recast this on their upkeep. It only works with instants. It doesn't even work with sorceries. Okay, they have a land, so no counter for them. I don't think I can. They can even activate this. I don't have anything to block in the air. Oh, so how do I win here? Well, I have this to block in the air. Sure, I guess I'm not exactly dead. I'm very close to that though. I don't see any other move than this. I don't care about that. I made a mistake. This has vigilance. I could have attacked for 3 more. Yeah, it has vigilance and haste. Yeah, I definitely was supposed to attack for 3 more. So they would be now at actually 10. Well, too late now. Although I can't do that. This is gonna be exiled anyway. I didn't even realize that. Once I turn this into a creature, they will just exile it with this. I have to... This doesn't even help. Yeah, I'm losing to these flyers, so I'm gonna just concede. Because I'm also losing to the flanker now, because I don't have blockers. If I use a, if I crack a Necropolis, do I have mana to 1, 2, 3, 4? I guess I would have had mana to activate this, but I would have needed to hit into a, what? Into another bat colony. Oh, but then I don't get any bats if I cast it for free, but then again I don't have to cast it. I don't think it would have worked. Was there anything else that gives me a flying blocker? I guess the Triumph could have happened. I haven't drawn the Echo. Alright, so any way to deal with the annoying flyer? There's no way. The mythic rare, I mean. Sure, let's just go and... I will be at least on the play, so hopefully they won't apply pressure as quickly. Play first, land, Sunscribe, Confluence, Sunscribe. Is my turn. I'm gonna keep it. I mean, I need to get lucky to draw lands. This can get me the forest, but I need more lands. So, hopefully I can scry. I hope they don't have the 2-3, 1-2 with the counter, because then I can't even attack with this guy, and the game might be over very quickly. I need to just at least get this cry. Okay, that allows me to attack. Yep, so Cliff, go away. The companion allows me to have a... I mean, it allows me to use the cliff, but of course I need to land more importantly. Don't even want to thin the deck, but I think I'm gonna get my forest now. I need to cast these green things. So I will thin my deck a little bit, and here we... Okay, well, I got an untapped land. I did not have a lot of them left. So this can still work. I had a tough starting hand. I mostly kept this because if I can chain these 4-drops, I think they allow me to both raise in the ground and have one blocker for their flyers. But that's really annoying. Okay, another untapped land though. So yeah, let's do the axe jaw first. Some explore action here. Bat colony with 2 caves. Yeah, I can use that for sure. If they do attack with this guy, hopefully they don't have instants, because instants get rebound. And as you can see, if you cast a spell with rebound, if it resolves, they get to cast it from their exile in their next upkeep. For free, you know, without paying its mana cost. That's the important part, of course. They got the aspirant now. They're gonna attack for 6 in there. Yeah, the 4/3 flyer for 4 is annoying, but I guess I have some jump blockers for it. And I might have a surprise like a 9/9 or something coming up. Oh, they're gonna glorify. They're gonna go for... Yeah, they're gonna sack the aspirant here. Give a counter on the glorifier and probably on the guidewing. So this glorifier can actually trade with the axe jaw and, you know, prevent the companion from attacking. They had a too fast start, I think. I can kill this thing with Bitter Triumph, but I don't think it's enough. I mean, I need to actually kill a... I actually have to play the spider here now. And I don't think I'm gonna mill here this time. Decline it. Yeah. If they have a land and exile spell, which they can get with rebound, that's bad. Okay, that hammer is gonna allow them to attack with the guidewing. So I have to trade with the pack Badik. They get the land, and in 3 turns they can get the creature back too. Well, I guess the good news is I won't lose the time. They're not even attacking with the Ogre. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess I'm gonna Bitter Triumph. Yeah, the vigilance on these guys, pretty annoying. Pretty annoying for sure. And they do have mana to use the hammer too. 3 mana to tap and sack it. Okay, they go for that kind of a plan. Sure, I have to do these blocks. Nothing much else there. And they have now this land. And whenever they use it to tap for mana, they remove one of the 3 time counters. And then they can transform it when it's empty. But you know what the good news is? They have nothing to... They have nothing to actually explore here. Okay, well, I mean, let's do it. And I'm not gonna discard anything. I'm gonna pay 3 life to kill this. They will kill either the companion or the map token. I don't care which they choose. I'm gonna get 3 bats on the next turn because this is my 3rd cave. I can use the courtyards and the cave. Do they even want to use the hammer here? Because I mean the hammer is a +1/+1 equipment. But they have to choose now. They have to choose now whether they want to use it. Okay, they choose to leave it on the battlefield. Now I don't think I'm easily gonna win, and I don't also know why didn't I use the map token. I guess I can still draw a glyph. And now they can have an exile effect, so I'm not gonna use it. It seems like they might have the exile tapped creature for 3. Don't have a Brine Fang. I guess I can have my 9/9 too, but Brine Fang would be annoying. That's not that annoying, because I will have my 3 bats now. It's a little bit annoying though. Alright. Well, there's the glyph too, it's just not gonna be played right now. Sadly, I have no place other than this thing right now. Although I think it's now time to... Well, maybe flyer instead. I mean, this is tough. Well, I have 6 minutes only. Well, let's do this now. I get my 3 things in here, and guess I'm gonna crack this on here. Although that was my... Okay, Cosmic Blast, they know about it, but it's good to have here. But yeah, I just realized the glyph target went there. And they are gonna get this thing back in a couple of turns. It will take some time here. So, are they gonna crack the courtyard or go for the attacks? I will double block, and then they will use the exile effect. Or the option is to jump block. I'm gonna make them use the exile effect. Because I do have the Cosmic Blast to deal with the... Okay, they have Boulder. Well, you know, kind of the same thing. So I can now... I guess I'm going to... Cleave now the companion. Oh, but I don't... my blue mana comes from the cave, so this is gonna be a 4 mana card. Am I gonna have to jump block the courtyard? I guess if this gets me... I could just use the Cosmic Confluence. This will give me counters. I'm gonna actually use this. They don't have any enchantments now. I'm going to get a cave. And I think get another cave. And maybe... either have yet another cave or... Yeah, I'm gonna get 3 caves. Let's go. Blue one. Maybe the Cavernous Maw. Yeah, I think it's fine. 5 minutes left. I know, time is running out. Black. I don't need black anymore, so let's take this one. I get 3 counters, of course, now, so I suppose it is 1 in here, 2 in here. And they are top decking. They can use this. I kind of want to attack with the 3-2, but then if they kill this, I immediately lose because they have exactly 5 there. So I don't think I can risk it. And yeah, I won't be getting a 9/9 now because I used it to get the lands, but I have enough to do stuff with my lands. Now on the next turn they can transform it. It will still be a tapped flyer, but it's not great. Okay, they got a fairly insignificant card in there. They don't have mana for the hammer right now. Okay, they're gonna go for... Okay, I guess this like has to be like a Cockwork Wrestler or something, but we'll see. Okay, just trade. I guess when they know about the Cosmic Blast, it's not such a big deal there. So as long as... Well, let's see. It might be time to just cliff it. Maybe first do this. Okay, there's a land. Well, I guess the land isn't the worst because now I can cliff it and leave mana up for the... Yeah, let's go. They can use the hammer on the next turn to get rid of it, but I will get my Discover 3 and they will also get to transform that guy and all that, but... And I have a Cavernous Maw here, a 3/3 attacker, you know, a lot of crackable caves. If they transform into the flyer, it will be tapped. And now they can... They should do this on my turn, of course, so that I don't have... If it's a creature, it's not gonna be able to attack. And of course this would be tapped, unable to block, so they can block and sack then the hammer or something like that. I do have the Cosmic Blast for the Oger pack, but I do hope they don't have the Exile. If they have the Exile effect, that will be annoying. I guess they would use it now on this thing. Okay, Spelunking isn't the most useful one right now. It is a card, draw a card, but I might be more interested in just actually cracking one of these things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That leaves me mana for the Cosmic Blast, so let's just do this, I think. And I think it leaves me... Come on, need to have a smart way to tap these things. I don't think I need the cave. Now this leaves me blue. Doesn't leave me green though. Well, I don't need the Spelunking here. This is fine. This leaves me the option to also activate the Caverns more. Sure, there's a standard which I can turn into a 3/3, maybe even 4/4, but not on this turn. It costs 5 mana. I have only 4, including this. So, I need to have the Cosmic Blast up. I don't mind having a Scry here, but I might need to... I'm gonna leave it at 4/3 to block. I think I need to do that. Prairie isn't bad, but then again, it's not probably something I have time for. So they can block with the Deconstruction Hammer token on the companion, then kill the companion. Well, or just do this, I mean, it doesn't matter. There's no way for me to keep it hexproof. Let's see what I'm gonna discover into. It's gonna discover into that which I'm gonna put in my hand because it's really bad otherwise. So I can make myself 3 1/1s immediately. And then I can use one of them to jump. The Cosmic Blast will be a thing. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Next damage first. Okay, and yes, I know time is really nasty now, but... So, I don't even have to jump if I don't want to, if I want to go to 1, but that's probably a way too risky of a play. Now, as long as I can dodge the exile effects, because that's so bad with the rebound gaining thing. I'm almost tempted to just triple block that thing also, you know. Okay, I'm triple blocking it. Please don't exile one of them, because you will get another exile then. Okay, that's fine. So there again, there's gonna be a lot of time before that becomes another creature. And then Spelunking gives me 4 life. That's huge. That is huge. Let's see what I get here. 2 minutes. Another Spelunking, okay. That goes in the battlefield, untapped for life, get 2 counters on this guy. And then I have white, blue, black, green. It's, yep. I can use this even for mana, because it will be exiled anyway. And this leaves me with Cosmic Blast mana. I get a 4 for Flying Haste, Vigilance. White, blue, black, green. Submit. And I will attack for 10. And this taps for 4 mana, by the way. It taps for each colors among the exile card. You know, one for each. So it taps for 4 now. And they are gonna jump block. I'm having 1 minute and 25 seconds. This is nasty. Any removal? No removal. Okay, so I don't think I need to spell I'm not gonna need the Cosmic Blast now. There's no haster in there, so just do this. And Brine Fang I can cast. 1 minute. Oh, they have a flash creature, but you know I have a Cosmic Blast still up. Because I could use all the mana produced by Sunbird Effigy to cast the Spelunking, so... Gain 2 life and scry 2. How do you scry now? They do know about the Cosmic Blast. One on top. Alright, alright. And I have 1 minute. What are these? I guess this deck is really slow. Okay, they are splashing for some green. And it's a Deep Phantom Echo. Makes sense, it's a very splashable good card. I just need to... I have the activation for the Cavernous Maw here. That's the reason I am having the priorities here all the time. But I need to... I don't think they want to keep this guy on top. I would be very happy if they keep a random 2-2 on top. It gives them like a jump blocker, but I mean, I have the 6-7 coming up. I don't think they're gonna attack with the flanker. Although they might. Okay, they milled that thing. They can now copy one of the other creatures, doesn't make any sense. They don't make me use my Cosmic Blast. And I will just simply... I know I can make this in a 7. I'm just going to... I'm gonna play... Yeah, I don't have enough time to think about every possible play, but I know I could make the effigy into a 6-6 on the next turn, and it will be a victory. So that's pretty good also. And I have a... this thing. I have 36 seconds. This is lethal. I have 3 lethal attackers. Okay, this is victory now. They have no cards in hand. I have 3 lethal attackers once I turn the effigy into a 6-6, which I will. Warden of the Inner Sky. Good card. I'm happy they didn't get that like early in the game. Well, this should be a victory. I have 30 seconds to win. I can even attack with this, but it's not even needed here. Also, if I just draw a KO, I can make this into a 6-6, but I have enough time to activate the land. I'm going to simply shift enter here, just to make sure I don't get any kind of... because I have priority because of this activation all the time up. They're gonna remove a time card. So I killed the pack buddy thing twice. Okay, no time for that. I have time for this. Come on, do it. And this is just lethal attack. I don't have to do anything else. Phew. Oh boy. 22 seconds. That is a generous amount of time. What a match. What a match. Yeah, it was really important here that they didn't draw either of their, you know, because they had the 6-mana exile target creature, and they had 2 of them. I think they had 2 of them. If they would have been able to cast one of them while this is on the battlefield. I don't know if I could have lived through the double removal in that case. On the play, well, this is an easy keep actually, as you can see. I can even have a turn 3 cliff on the Sunscribe if I choose to play this tapped land on turn 1. Yeah, I would be going for it. Turning the 2-2 into a 5-4 that discovers 3 when it dies is definitely worth it. That's fine. Crewmate, not bad at all. But as long as they don't have a Petrify, I'm in a pretty good shape. That is one of the only clean ways to deal with a cliffed creature. Bouncing doesn't do it. Okay, Spelunking. Well, I have a cave here, and I'm in the Cavernous Maw still. So, yeah, let's just go for it. So they have a Subterranean Sooner. I don't like the quality of the cards, but hey, I have a good start here. I don't need this. So they need 4 mana total to kill the Sunscribe. 1 to equip, 3 to use the ability, so they could do it on the next turn. What else? I can't cast this unless I play the Cavernous Maw. The Captivating Cave can give me the green mana, but you know, it costs an extra with that. So they do the sooner, which allows them to just attack for 3, I guess. And next turn they can do stuff. Well, I mean, this is still dealing. I'm getting 2 scries and I'm dealing 10 damage, and you know, this still is gonna discover 3. So it is a pretty annoying card to glyph here. I don't have an artifact for the second copy yet, but well, I can at least. I mean, I didn't necessarily need to land there, but this means I can get the 4 life now. Compass Gnome giving me a target for the second glyph. I mean, it's a thing. I guess I'm gonna keep it. Also, I can cast it on this turn, because what I can do now is I can play the untapped land. No, that was wrong. Yeah. No, I can't cast it this turn. But anyway, I do this, of course, and then cast the Spelunking here. The opponent thought I'm like a blue-white something, but no, this is something very different. Let's gain 4 here. Make it to enter untapped, and the Cavernous Maw is now online. They need to use 3 mana to actually kill the Sunscribe, and they can't both use the Deconstruction Hammer and crew the Sooner with the crewmate. Both of these actions would tap it. They have to choose, because these not just pay 3 but also tap the creature. What they can do is, if they have a land drop, they can... No, it's still not gonna work. I mean, they could crew this and equip this, but then they would have to tap this for the hammer instead of attacking. So... they do it on their turn, so if this turns into a creature, I actually get to attack. Oh, look at this. Another Sunscribe for the other cliff. Oh, this is actually quite funny. This will enter untapped, but I don't need to show them. Okay, they have only 1 white mana, so that's not gonna be a thing. So I'm gonna glyph and guide. Isn't that pretty obvious now? That leaves me glyph mana. Alright. Sure. And I have more of where these were coming from. So is this a cave deck or a double glyph deck? Brine Fang? I can cast on the next turn. If I have 2 blue, which I don't, this can give me blue, but I think the Brine Fang is still fine. I mean, I'm not sure, but I can get a K with the gnome, which... Well, let's see if I even need it, because they are at 5. I can make the guide into a 5 power creature thanks to the Captivating Cave. So I'm actually threatening lethal from 2 attackers. So they need to, 2 blockers or removal or something like that. We'll see if that's gonna happen now. And this is gonna be a lethal attacker once they are at 5. Yeah, these glyphs won this game. I mean, if I'm winning this game, which is not guaranteed, but if I'm winning this game, it's because of the glyphs. Not because of the caves. I can attack with the prairie. And the maw. Now if they crew this has to tap. So anyway, this will enter untapped. So I can... no, I don't actually have mana to do that, but I would need 1 more to attack with the maw. If I activate the maw, I can't... I can activate the prairie, but it would be tapped at that point. That's not useful. It's 4 mana. Okay, right. So now the question is, am I going to go for the Captivating Cave? They have mana up. I don't think it's worth it. I'm just gonna get my, I'm gonna get my scry and discover here, which is gonna happen unless they like have the tap effect. Okay, I'm not going to attack with this, because if they can deal with this, they can just eat this 3/1 for free by crewing the vehicle here. The Necropolis gives me the Brine Fang mana on the next turn. Yeah, this turn will be quite awkward for me. Can't really do much, because I'm not going to crack my stuff. Yeah, I'm just keeping these on top. That's gonna be the 8th land I need to cast the Brine Fang. And this turn I'll just play the Gnome and don't search. Okay, they have an unlucky drop. Well, that's fine. I mean, I guess I was still... I don't need this anymore. I'm gonna scry. I mean, if I put it on top, I will discover into that. I think I'd rather discover into a random 3-drop. I won't have the Necropolis now either. So... Bat Colony goes to my hand. And that's gonna give me 1, 2, 3 bats. Those were all caves. And then the Compass Gnome is really interesting. Because I will get a cave for the +1/+1 counter and the Brine Fang to cast. I assume I have a cave left in my deck. Take action. So blue, black, white. Well, let's take the blue one, I suppose. One thing about the black one is that if I crack the cave, I won't have the mana for the black spell in my deck. So this is my only black source for now. But let's see if that's gonna be necessary. The opponent is facing this Air Force in here. And I can make them all 2/2s with the Prairie. So if they tap out for anything, they are basically dead. They have to at least represent something to deal with my flyers. That will all be 2/2s. Yeah. That was easy, thanks to double cliff. Nice hybrid caves and cliff deck. Alright, so it's a similar kind of deck had that the previous opponent had. Blue-white, small creatures are pretty strong stuff in the Sooner, but I don't have a destroyed target artifact. I don't think I care about the Boulder. The Spider should be useful against that color combination. The creature count was 13, but also the bat colonies represent creatures, so I actually have a pretty good amount of creatures. I have yet to see this card. Anyway, the point is I'm not gonna change anything. I don't care about the Boulder, I don't care about the Ancestors, and I do care about the Spider. So let's go. For 6-lander with the Compass Gnome. Yeah, this I need the white also, so I would have to fetch. Yeah, I can't keep this. 6 lands is too much even for the cave deck. Okay, 2 lands plus the gnome is, good. I can maybe play the Echo at some point, but yeah, what is the card I don't need here? It's gonna be one of the 4s, and it's going to be the Mineshaft Spider. Hopefully I don't regret. I would if they start with the flying attack, but they did not. Alright, good. More lands, I need them. I have a difficult decision. Do I want to have one of my black mana sources or the blue for the Echo? I don't have to make that decision necessarily right now. I could just play a tapped land and decide on the next turn. I don't think the presence of the gnome on the battlefield is so important. I'll play the tapped land now. I know I have 2 untapped lands in the deck, in the hand, sorry, but I will, if I draw the blue, one of the blue mana sources, then I don't have to. Okay, well that's everything. So I guess I won't even need to have the gnome right now, because I'll just play I won't play the cave yet, because if I draw a Spelunking, what's the thing that can give me 4 life? So yeah, Sunbird Standard. And then on the next turn I can go with the Echo, start the one explorer per turn stuff, unless I need to use the Bitter Triumph. I can play the Triumph and the Gnome on the next turn as well. Okay, nothing. That does actually seem like that they could have the bounce thing. I don't, because they didn't use the map here. So I think they have the thing that bounces a creature. Which means that I'm gonna actually just go for the Gnome here. Play the land, go for the Gnome, and I have now the Bitter Triumph. And I'm gonna get like I'm gonna get the blue producing thing, I guess. Hidden Cataract now. Okay, they had nothing, and they chose to not use the map either. Okay, I'm gonna take the 2 and then maybe use the Triumph. Okay, well now this is better. I'm gonna just pay 3 life to kill this in response to the map token activation. Okay. So I wonder why they didn't go for that on the previous turn. Well, they might have like a counter spell, so I'm going to lead with the Axe Jaw. Also, I can just, you know, attack here. They could have a -2. Fine. Let's see if they have the Cockwork Wrestler. They do. So let's hope they don't have a Disdainful Stroke. The only thing I kind of worry about losing that is the fact that it's a good target for my Glyph. Okay, that's gonna be in there. No enchantments on site. I have a black card in my graveyard. If this dies, it's gonna be blue-green also. Duskgrowth Relic, what is sacking the... Yeah, okay, I can live with that. I have more threats to follow up with. Now I'm gonna just do this and see if they actually have a counter spell or something. Let's go to combat to explore. Very nice. Do this. They have like nothing. What is their hand? They had a Waterwind Scout and a Wrestler and no other creatures. What is going on? What is going on? They had 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that all lands or something like Clockwork Wrestlers and some nonsense that and they don't want me to continue getting value from the defense on my co? I have this in my hand, making like a, for example, multiple creatures from my caves. I don't know. At least I didn't get even close to having, running out of my time. On the play again, and this is a hand I'm happy to keep. Turn to Sunscribe, potentially giving me a scry there. Spelunking. Okay, so am I gonna just block the Raider now? Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. Yeah. The scry is valuable though. But I won't. Basically, I'm gonna take 4 damage from this if I now choose to attack, unless I'm, actually drawing something. I assume I'm gonna do the spelunking. So I think the scry is less valuable than 4 life, which this would be able to deal me. I mean the damage, 4 damage. Yeah, let's just do this, and let's spell. I actually drew a 3-drop there. No. All right. So how do I do it then? Because I can just play the Envoy into Spider, into Spelunking. Yeah, I mean, if I knew I'm gonna draw this, I would not have block, but I had so few, that kind of draws in my deck that the block was correct. That's annoying. I guess they take the Spider. I mean, why would they take a Spelunking? That makes no sense. So I don't have the spider now on the next turn, but spelunking gives me something. Hopefully, like, not a land. Well, did I play a land yet? No. So I'm gonna play the Promising Vein also, so I can at least crack it. Maybe I was supposed to play the Maw there, so I could potentially attack with it on the next turn, but I don't think I'm going to attack with the Maw. I'm gonna use my mana for other things. And this is gonna get me... I guess I have the black... Oh, they have an Appraiser. I guess I'm going to take the blue, because I have black in the cave. Another bat. Well, that's not gonna hit anything, at least. It's just a life-linking flyer. So... yeah, let's have a blue one, just because I might draw the Brine Fang. And then I want to have a double blue. And if I draw my one black card, I guess I'm not going to sacrifice the Captivating Cave anytime soon. Okay, Sunscribe is not bad. If I attack, they will just block with the Appraiser. I'm not convinced I want to offer that trade. Well, I don't. I have the Sunscribe to block the Appraiser. The question is, what do I do with them? Oh, yeah, why didn't I play them more? I don't know. Could attack with the Prairie, this would be a 4/4, but then they will block the Prairie, it doesn't pump itself, it's a 3/3. I know I can just, you know, crack the Hidden Nursery, for instance, but it's my only green source for the Prairie activation, not counting the cave. If I play this, I can't make a 1/1 token, that's a little annoying. Well, I'm still doing it because the Sunscribe will block them. It will block the Appraiser, I think. They don't have a dino yet for this transformation. I don't like the bats, you know, eating my life total, but I guess there's not. I mean, I'm not. And mostly because they also gain 2 life per attack now, so I'm not really in a position to put up a good raise, but also I don't have any gas left other than cracking these things here. They chose to not play a spell and I keep getting... Well, I think at this point I'm gonna just crack this plant and see if I can get something useful. Bat Cave. Standard. Not very good yet. But I'm gonna get the Scry now. I need to get something better. That is good. That's gonna deal with the bat that's holding my spider hostage. And then I get the spider, which is gonna, you know, be able to block the other bat. I'm just very worried that why did they not play anything when they had 5 mana available and 4 cards in hand? Spike Tail, so they're gonna pump the Appraiser now, probably. Or they wanna go for the life gain instead. Because if they pump the Appraiser, I couldn't have blocked it, because it's obviously indestructible. Already have a white card in the graveyard, so it doesn't really add to the standard. But I might take in 7 here. I know what I'm drawing. It doesn't look too good. I guess I'm gonna not block here. I take the 7 because I have the 2/2 to trade with the Appraiser, and I might need some kind of a double block solution for the Spike Tail. I'm not going to crack my lands right now. I will see what they do. My idea is to... Okay, that I don't like to see either. If they can make that land happen, and this game might take a long time, Oh, they had just lands there, and now they were able to refill. That was a... So they just drew 4 fresh cards, discarding 3 useless lands. I would say my chances are not very good now, but the game is not over. The Cosmic Blast, I hope they don't have more discard effects, so that I can actually kill the bat here. Good to get my 3-4 back. And then the Spike Tail, that is a dino by the way, so it will allow good option to craft with this guy. This is all fine. Oh, they are not... Wait a minute, they don't actually know about the Cosmic Blast because that was scried. It was not explored. There's no eye symbol here. They don't know about it. So why don't they attack with it? I have no clue. Why didn't they... Why they chose to not have that around? I mean, it's very good for them that they chose to do it like that, but... Whatever. I'm very disappointed. Spelunking is a little bit of an unnecessary card there. Well, obviously I don't have an attack. I'm not having a... I have nothing here. I have the... Basically what I have is the Cavernous Maw activation and the Cosmic Blast spell in my hand. So they're again choosing to leave back the... I mean, they can't know my hand. They have no idea about the Cosmic Blast. I understand. I don't understand. Why would they keep doing that? Anyway. Let's do this. See what they have. I might have to use the Cosmic Blast if they have removal, but they don't have, so I traded with that thing. I still don't understand the... I mean, what is the reason? I scried a card on top. Are they actually playing around a Cosmic Blast or the Spring Jaw Trap? What is the other thing that, you know, cares about having things in combat or a tapped creature? I don't know what's going on, but... Torch, not a big deal. Don't have 5 mana now, I have only 4, so I can't make a token. And sad thing about all this is that they're gonna start getting this land very soon, and then I will be dead. Okay, so let's have this thing here, and I can now make a... I don't have any blue cards. I have a bunch of blue in the deck, so I can make the standard into a 2-2 at most, which is enough to trade with the Phantom. But I don't like it. It will block the bat here, so I suppose I'm going to do that. It seems like I have to. Okay, so I'm gonna leave mana up for the activation of the Cavernous Maw here. I guess this is fine. Sadly, I usually should be able to get a 3-3 out of this, but I just haven't drawn any blue here. So, Spelunking from green and one of the Sunscribes here. So I can actually also attack with this guy, because it does have haste and vigilance. That means they can actually kill it. I did not realize that. They can kill it now with the Sunfire Torch. And they're gonna also move it to other creature because they are not attacking with the bat that has the spider hostage. That's so weird. Okay. I don't like this stuff at all. I'm gonna have to take the 4 here. Yep. Yeah, also I'm losing to this tunnel thing here. But tell me please, why do they choose not to attack with the bat? I mean, this is only a scry, they don't know about it. I'm somehow really angry about it. Let's make some mana, make this into a 3/3 so that I can double block the raptor here without losing more than one creature. I can't make a token, sadly. If they have a trick, then I can of course respond with the blast, but I guess I need one of my bat caves, because then their bats wouldn't be such a big deal. I won't be using the blast yet. But now, okay, Tithing Blade, well, I have an easy target for that, but I'm still facing... I'm facing too much threats from various directions, because this grinder will become the land they get free discovers, and then this will become a thing that can drain me to death, and of course they are having... Well, I'm saying 3 points in the air because they're not attacking with the one bat, and they have 25 life, so I can't really raise them. So I need the bat cave right now. That is not a bat cave. So I'm going to do this, right? It barely matters anymore. I can have the Deep Venom Echo. Axe Jaw, fine, whatever. Of course now they will be attacking with the bat, because there's nothing with 1 mana that's gonna make it like bad. I guess I'm gonna like represent something here. Yeah, they get the discover from their plundering pirates. Sure. Maybe they choose not to attack with the one bat now. I mean, they're just gonna... I mean, there is a 1 mana card from white that gives a creature flying, isn't there? So maybe... Okay, now they're gonna do it. Let's see what they mill. More information. There's Join the Dead. The Deep Cavern Bat. That is the weirdest thing. That is the weirdest thing, that they chose to not attack. It's as if they knew what I have in my hand. I mean, it's not really... The Cosmic Blast even isn't that often played. There's nothing for me here. This Tithing Blade will also... Or the Sepulture will kill me. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't in a good shape regardless, but if I got my spider back, that would have allowed me to hold off these flyers. But I think that the thing I would have had difficulty beating is the Gutlan, the Searing Rift, which they would have been able to flip no matter what, before I can pressure their life total. Alright, well, again, the kind of matchup where I don't think I definitely want to play the spider, and none of this stuff in my sideboard is gonna matter. I have this Benthisaur. It's really good 6-drop. I would want to have it more often, just to have a nice refill. I think I have cast it once, and once it has been in my hand, but it wasn't relevant because I was winning regardless. I mean, if I get any land, I can do stuff with this hand. So I'm gonna keep it. I'm on the play, so I guess I can survive 1 missed land drop and not be down too much. They of course start with Tomb Raider again, because I need 1 more land so that the Captivating Cave can give me the mana for the Sunscribe. And a lot of my lands of course enter tapped. This is exactly the same start as in the previous game. Well, I'm happy to have the 2 wins with this deck anyway, but let's hope to get an actual game of Magic out of this. And I do. So even I mean, I could get 2 bats, but I don't think that even matters too much. I'm gonna play the Sunscribe. I'm afraid they have the bat eating my stuff, but I guess they have to. Well, then they would know about the Cosmic Blast, so they will just not use the bat for any purpose. But here... I mean, this is the mana efficient play, but... Okay, fine. I'm gonna have the bat colony. 2 bats is enough. Any bat, any cave that enters the battlefield now will give me a +1/+1 counter. I'm not going to double block the goblin, of course not. Do we have the bat coming up and yelling? Well, I don't like that one either. Sunscribe or Spelunking? I'd rather gain the 4 with this thing, so let's play the Sunscribe for now. I know I could have mana for the Cosmium Blast, but I'd rather just trade my creature here. And if they kill the Sunscribe, well, then I take, what, 5 damage. I can live with that, maybe. I do want them to not kill it though, because it's my artifact, so if I can cast a Glyph, that's going to, of course, then turn into something more impressive than what it is. But I did draw the 3rd land, so this is at least a game of Magic. They had a good start, of course. And I could have been more defensive with my bats, but I kinda want to keep them around. Because I have another Sunscribe also waiting, and the Cosmium Blast, so I can deal with some of their stuff. And I can take some damage here, I can even maybe gain 4 life at some point. I have 8 caves left in the deck, so 8 out of 30. Hotfoot Gnome. Okay, I don't like them having a haster there, but... Well, the gnome will be blocked, of course, by one of the 1/1s, so... I know it can, you know, supply haste for the people too, but... okay. I do think I need to hit my land drop, so I'm going to use the Spelunking instead of the Sunscribe here. Although the Sunscribe will trade with the Raider. But then again I lose my artifact for the Glyph. Okay, let's do the Spelunking. Ideally I draw a land here. A cave. Nope. So, the gnome can get me a land, of course. Yeah, they have an Upraiser here. Well, I mean, they just have a regular good deck. So, I mean, this is not really... That thing on the Upraiser, by the way, isn't the greatest, because Upraisers discover only triggers when they cast it. So if it returns from the graveyard to the battlefield, they don't get to discover. And the opponent knows about it because they choose to do that, and then I will just block here, I guess. Yeah, I think I'm pretty close to dead here, but they had a great start and I did not. Well, thanks to the untapped land, well, any land will be untapped now with the Spelunking, of course. I can have a gnome and a Cosmium Blast. And this is gonna get me like a hidden cataract, yep. I know I also have the Sunscribe, but they might make the Sahelis Lattice into a 5 power creature, or actually 8 power creature, but it will always have only 4 toughness. So I'm going to use the Cosmium Blast on this turn. I hope they don't have the bat or something. I hope they go for the Lattice and haste it up. It is an 8/4 if they choose to exile both dinos from the graveyard. And that would be the best turn for me. If they then attack with the Tomb Raider and the Lattice. I kill the Lattice with the Cosmium Blast. I can trade with the Tomb Raider. Okay, not so lucky here. Well, guess I will kill the Blade Master. It will be a 4/4 when they haste it up. But I will be down to 2, and they have this Menace 2/3. Yeah, not gonna do anything here. They had threats all the time, and this was a good double spell turn from them, of course. Jumping with 1 mana and then having the 4/4 attacker with haste thanks to the gnome. I can kill an enchantment with the Cosmic Confluence, but that's just something I can't do. This gets tapped caves, so I can't get untapped 3/3s with this thing. And they can haste up this guy. Everything they have is... Yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna even... They can activate this. This has menace, it's 2 power. It's just, there's no way. They can, you know, make this into 8/4, haste it up, and they have this I need to block. So there will be at least 2 lethal attackers. And if they choose to activate the vents, there's basically, you know, 4. If they activate the vents, attack with the raider and the gnome. I need 2 blockers on this, 1 blocker on this, 1 blocker on this. And I have no such thing. Well, of course I was up against a good deck. But I'm a little bit annoyed about the game 1 in the match 3, where they somehow played around the Cosmium Blast while having no information that it was in my hand. And it was immediately after I had it. They stopped attacking with the bat immediately when I drew it. So I don't know what was up with that. But here it is. I had a cave deck with a little bit of a Zodiac Cliff action in the mix, but I did also win with the cave stuff. You know, bat colonies were important. I guess the Cosmium Confluence was important in the one game where I fetched a lot of the... I fetched 3 more caves that allowed me to do the plays that made me able to win. Benthisor would have been good in every game, but I drew it or cast it only once because I didn't really draw it that many times. Spelunking gave me life a lot, and then of course makes these things enter untapped. Yeah, this was a very decent cave deck, I think, but I think the problem with the caves is that the format can be really aggressive, and you don't have a... It's not easy to have a cave deck that can play stuff early, unless you really get like the nuts, because you need to use some picks for the caves itself or themselves, and you of course need to be lucky enough to get the synergy. So basically why I moved to the caves is because I passed the pack 1 pick 1 bat colony and saw the Cosmic Confluence in pack 1 pick 2, and I assumed the first bat colony is gonna come back. So that's like 2 things that make caves relevant. And then in addition to them, I was able to get another bat colony and a Benthisor. These are kind of like very relevant cave payoffs. Spelunking is like this doesn't make your cave deck win. It's a good support card, so the fact I got 2 of them was nice. But I think that because all the cave payoffs, unless I make a mistake or misremember something, I think they are all uncommon or higher rarity. Like for example, the green artifact 3-drop that can fetch you a cave, and then it for 6 mana. Well, it doesn't fetch because it looks at the top 6 cards and put a land on the battlefield among them, and then it can craft with a cave, but it's only a 6 mana craft to make a 5/5. It's not even a great thing to craft when it costs 6 mana. I'm not gonna even, and that's a common, but I don't think that's like a cave payoff of any kind. It's like a support card. So there are many uncommons that do care about the caves, but it's not that easy to get a lot of them. And my deck basically had only 4 of them, and luckily I had other stuff going on, like the cliffs and the Deep Venom Echo, which is a nice card. But I wouldn't maybe do this another time, or maybe if the packs are very weak and there's no other kind of a path to take in the draft, maybe I could do this again. But I wanted to have one video that covers this archetype. I don't think it's an archetype that is... I mean, it relies too much on being lucky during the draft portion. Whereas normally when you draft a deck, you kind of find 2 colors that are fairly open, and you get the good cards, at least, a number of good cards from them and then good support to fill out your deck, have a good mana curve and so on. It's gonna be easier to draft such a deck than hoping that, okay, now I'm gonna use like a pick 4 to pick a hidden courtyard because I'm drafting the capes and I need to pick them, and then I'm hoping to get these uncommon payoffs or even the rare ones to pass to me. Now getting them passed to you isn't so difficult, but they are not necessarily getting opened in the draft pod because uncommons are more rare than commons, of course. So final verdict is I don't recommend drafting this archetype unless you want to kind of do something different. I think it's easier to win with regular decks. But I got the 2 match wins, and I think the opponent in the final round definitely deserves the win. Their deck was very streamlined. I don't think that I had much business winning that match, so I'm happy with the 2 wins I got. And here you have a cave deck video. So I think I will return to drafting normal decks in the next ones. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.